One of the things that we bang on about all the time to our members is the importance of learning and understanding and developing the connection between your breathing, your core and pelvic floor, and your movement. And the main reason we do this is because it's one of the best ways to avoid injury and niggles long term. So what is the pelvic floor? Your pelvic floor is a part of your core. It's a sling of muscles. Basically, imagine if it starts at your pubic bone here, finishes at your coccyx here, and it's a sling that comes underneath your body and supports your core from this section here. If we visualize the core as a bit of a cylinder that starts at your diaphragm, pelvic floor comes at the bottom, you've got your front, your side, and your back muscles here, and they all work together to support you in all the movements that you do. So in our gym, we work really hard on making sure that technique is one of the most important things that we start with and that we keep reinforcing to our members. And a big part of that is teaching people how to connect how they breathe to how they recruit these muscles in the movements that we do. And essentially all that we do in the gym is translatable to the things that you do outside the gym. Whether you intend to or not, you're going to be lifting things, you're going to be carrying things, shopping bags, kids, grandkids, car seats, prams, getting it in and out of the boot. There's so many different times that we are lifting and carrying without really consciously thinking about it. The thing that we can do in the gym is to practice that connection so that when you are doing things out in the wild, you are more likely to engage the muscles in the right way, which is protective for the movements that you do when you're not really thinking about it. So how do we connect the breathing and the core and pelvic floor? Well, it's very simple. It might feel tricky at first to get the synchronization in place, but with practice and reinforcement, which I do recommend on a daily basis, this is something that will really create a good foundation for everything else that you do. So on a basic, simple level, on the breath in, you're going to relax your core and pelvic floor, and on the breath out, you are going to gently recruit and engage your pelvic floor. So let that sink in. Let's do a couple of breaths now. Really nice, slow, simple, natural breaths. Inhale to let them relax and exhale to gently recruit. And when I say gentle, I do mean it. We're not sucking it up really hard or sucking it in really hard. We're not creating lots of tension here. We are creating about 20 to 25% of your maximal effort, which really is not very much at all. So inhale to relax, and exhale to gently lift and engage that pelvic floor sling. And when I say sling, we are thinking about the whole thing here. We're not just thinking about the middle bit, we're thinking about the front, the middle, and the back of that whole sling, gently shoring up that core. So inhale to relax that sling, and exhale to draw it up and gently draw and recruit these muscles here on the front of the body as well. So really, I'm using those as an example. Your whole core is going to be working at the same time, but they'll be the ones that you'll be most consciously able to feel. Okay, so now that we've got a bit of a sense of that, we can apply that to a movement, for example. So let's visualize or even practice getting in and out of a chair. It's one of the things that we do all the time without really thinking about it, and we probably don't engage ourselves properly at the right time. And this is a really good example actually for me at the moment, because I managed to hurt my back yesterday, literally just standing up off a chair. I wasn't twisting, I wasn't bending, I wasn't carrying anything, there was no load. It was just the basic act of standing up, threw my back out, and for whatever reason that was yesterday, it was a stark reminder that this core and pelvic floor and breathing and conscious movement is really important. So let's apply that breathing pattern and engagement to that movement, for example. So as you breathe in, we're going to sit down slowly into that chair, and as you exhale, we're going to recruit that pelvic floor, recruit those core muscles, and then stand up with a nice, strong, conscious action. Inhale to sit down nice and slow, and exhale, recruit those muscles to stand back up. So practice that a few times, and hopefully you can start to see that when you consciously recruit your core muscles and pelvic floor muscles along with that breathing, you start to feel stronger in those movements. And that's where we can really start to get some great results in the gym. If we reinforce the breathing, if we reinforce the core and practice those movements consciously, it translates out of the gym to making sure that we are as protected and conscious as possible with our movements. Now, as me an example, it's not foolproof. Obviously, we can all get hurt at any time, and that's just part of having a body. But on the whole, if we can practice, reinforce, and make sure that we are taking care of that connection, then your body will start to react and engage the right muscles at the right time for the movements that you are doing. So if you have any questions at all about your pelvic floor, about your core, or if you can't quite get that breathing connection feeling right, then just drop me a line, let me know, and we can go through it practically and physically and make sure that you are starting to feel the breath and the body connecting together.